Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 55 of the Comic Group Pod. I'm your host, Spro, and with me, as always, is Mr. Longbox. Hey. It's another week and no FF. But we got close this week. We got real close.
Yeah. There was one that popped up. FF1 popped up. Was it? Are we saying
Ollie Collectibles?
It was Ollie Collectibles. Yeah. And it was a 1.5, and it was about 5,700, maybe 5,750 or something like that. And thank you to all of you who added me with it and tagged me in it. I appreciate that, including you, Joshua. And I checked it out, and it was in the realm, I mean, for sure. It just wasn't the exact 1.5 I was looking for.
Yeah.
So I didn't offer on it, but I did consider it. It was pretty decent presenting copy.
Yeah, it was.
And then what we both kind of noticed was, and hey, no shade on anybody who bought it, because I mean it's an awesome book. So if somebody did buy it.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it did sell. But I said it had the I think the lower spine was pretty torn up, and somehow for some reason it was visible in the slab too, which I thought was odd.
Yeah,
you don't see that. So I decided to keep waiting and keep saving, so I didn't go for that book. But it doesn't mean that I'm not looking every single day.
Yeah,
for it. Yeah,
I was it took me a while to actually notice the spine, and I was like on the verge of calling you. I was like, well, if he's in class,
he needs to know.
He's still got to know. Like this is because it was really well priced.
It was a great price.
Yeah,
it really was it was a fair price, and it was a decently presenting book. You know, certainly one that caused. I've seen a few and looked at it and immediately said, yeah, no, that's the price is right, the condition is right, but the eye appeal isn't.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of chipping or like a big stain on the front cover.
Yeah.
This didn't have that. It was just, a collection of things.
Yeah.
So, I thought about it, but like I've said before, I'm only going to buy this thing once. So, and LA Comic Con is now 2 weeks away.
Yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting closer.
So maybe that'll happen then.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm going to come armed with I've decided I'm not going to bring cash into there for this book. I'm just going to have my phone with the money and Venmo ready to go. So if anybody's is waiting to hit me over the head and take my cash, I'm not going to have it. It's going to be, so leave me alone. No.
Yeah. Every week we'll see. You might not even need to bring it, because next episode you could pull up to this podcast with the.
I'm totally I could have it. I'm well aware that on any given day that book could pop up for sale.
Yep.
And that's why, I don't want to really know what my screen time was and has been the last couple of weeks since the claim sale that we had, because I'm constantly opening Instagram and refreshing on all these sites that the consignment pages, because I don't want to miss the book. But don't stop telling me or texting me or calling me if you see it, because I may be in class, I may not have seen it, and it may be a matter of minutes between me and the other guy.
Yeah,
so. I
think if it was a 1.8 or a 2.0, I think I might have called you, because I know what is your ceiling on that book?
Price wise?
Yeah.
Probably 65-7 in that range.
Okay.
If it got up to 7, it would just mean selling a few more things. But I think that's got to have to be my cap on it.
So that's like a 2.0.
Yeah.
That's about right where 2.0 sits. So, yeah.
Now watch something come out and it'll be a just beautiful 2.5. And it'll be like 81. No, I can't do that. That would, if I did that, then I'm kind of pricing myself out of ever taking a stab at FF5. So
yeah, that's true. You still gotta get that book too, and you can. That book's. I mean, after you get FF1, what can't you get at that point?
I know. And then how can I not finish it? But one step at a time. FF1, that's the goal.
Yeah,
and we're closing in. We're closing in.
Yeah. In other news, just to pivot real quick, last week we got a friend mail from our friend Mon Comics, Brandon, and maybe about 18 hours after we recorded or so, a really unfortunate situation unfolded, and him and his family lost their house in a fire. Thankfully, they're all safe. Brandon is safe. His kids are safe. His wife is safe, and also his cats are safe, which is also a huge blessing. But most of the time, in order to make sure that everybody else is safe, nothing else is safe.
Yeah.
So they lost their home. They've got an amazing community around them, and the comic book community has also surrounded them.
Yeah.
And Mon has been such a big supporter of us and this channel, and I mean, really, just like our number one fan. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to say. And he's sent us stuff. He's always engaging. Sending us messages like DMs on Instagram, just like
sent me a birthday gift.
Yeah, sent you a birthday gift. Yeah, just like an all around good dude. So just a really unfortunate situation. So excuse me. Linked down in the description will be their GoFundMe page to help them recoup things that they need to live. I mean, I think he even posted on his Instagram story that him and his wife were going to go shop for a new bed. And so they got to go they're starting from fresh.
They have to start over.
Yeah. And toys for the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So link down in the description will be the GoFundMe. The Comic Room Pod is going to make a contribution. And then, Mon, if you're listening to this, I'm going to send you some other stuff. Yeah. So whenever you are ready for that, you let me know. And the Comic Room Pod will be sending you some goodies. If you're curious, now that we got all the important life stuff out of the way, what happened to his comics? Well, as far as I know, he lost almost everything. He was able. He did tell me that when he got his family out of the house, he was able to run back in and grab some slabs. And he said he moved them to like another part of the house where they didn't think the fire was going to reach, but the fire got the whole house. So surprisingly, the inner wells held up decently well for the books. Okay. So I think there's some like smoke damage and probably a lot of humidity. I mean, who knows? That's just like me guessing, just based on like the weather stuff. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, water damage because they're fire department's throwing water on fire. I don't know.
Yeah, so I know he's got. I know he saved his Keanu Reeves signed book, which he met Keanu at Terrificon and got that signed.
Oh, that's cool.
So I know people were saying that like that was one of his favorite books. He was able to save that one.
What about his Daredevil one?
I haven't seen any pictures on that one.
And I know he did a video about getting it was a Golden Age human. I think it was either Marvel Comics or Human Trial. It was Marvel Comics. It was a Golden Age Schomburg cover 1.0, kind of like mine.
Yeah.
You know? And he was real proud of that book. And he made a video about it. I was just wondering if that one. Let us know, Brandon.
Yeah. The first prototype of Hulk, I think he saved that one.
Nice.
Journey into Mystery. That's an earlier Journey into Mystery. So, he said he lost a lot of his signed books, which is a bummer because those were raw mostly.
Yeah.
And then he lost a lot, some of his like Marvel monster stuff because he collected monster, and a good amount of that was raw as well.
Like the 1970s Marvel monster stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then he was going like the prototype Hulk, like all that stuff. So
Did he have the first Fang Foom or not? I can't.
I don't know.
I don't know if he always talked about it as a Grail or if he had it or not. Because that was my first. Again, after we all knew his family was safe and his pets and all that. When I was thinking about his comics, I remember I said that's a tough one to replace because there's not a lot of those. But no.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not really sure. But anyway, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. But the comic book community's got your back, man.
Yeah,
we love you.
Yeah,
and we're here to help you. And
yeah. So Brandon, we're glad you're safe. We're glad your family is safe. We're glad the kitties are safe, and we're glad you were able to save some comics. So,
you do kind of play that. I shouldn't say play that game. It sounds insensitive, but you do run those scenarios in your mind. If there was a fire, what would you grab? You couldn't grab it all, or would you? But I love Brandon. It's like, I'm going back in. I'm going to try to save the slabs. Atta kid, you know.
Superman right there.
Get in there.
Yeah, got the family, and he's like, all right, now the adopted kids.
Yeah.
The slabs.
And it's been really neat too, because it's to go on the, whether it's on the GoFundMe page or just things around social media surrounding Brandon and telling the story. I know him from the comic book community, and he's so beloved in the comic book community.
Yeah.
For reasons that everybody watching this already knows. If you know him, then you love him, because that's just the kind of guy he is.
Right.
But it's been really neat also to read about people who know him in other ways. People who have known him and his wife for years because they've lived in this community, and he worked in the community. His wife works, and they live and work in this community. And they all say the same things about him that we say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the person that we know in the fun part of his life, which is comic book collecting, he's consistent in all of it. Which, again, no surprise there, but it's neat. It's neat to see, him so much, so beloved, and so much support for him and his family,
Yeah.
It's nice, it's those are tragic circumstances, but it's a heartwarming story.
Yeah.
People getting behind a guy who deserves to have people get behind him.
Yeah.
So, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So Brandon, we're glad you're safe. We're glad the family's safe. And if anybody watching or listening wants to chip into them restarting their life and figuring everything out, I will link the GoFundMe in the description.
Yep.
So, all right, let's see here. What am I doing? Not news yet. Show and tell. I'll go first because mine's. You got a cooler one, so we'll
all right.
We will let the suspense build on yours.
Okay.
Imagine we just pulled the rug on them, and you just pulled out the FF1.
Maybe that's what we'll do when it actually because that'll be the thumbnail when I get it. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
We're not fooling anybody.
Yeah. All right, and I got another white page addition to the collection. Honestly, I was not expecting this to get white pages, but it did. This is a book that I've always really, really loved. But when we started collecting again, this was a book that was kind of crazy priced. So it was like, oh, I really like that book. I'm not gonna get it. It's too expensive. But I bought this big collection, because this is a white pager, and that's how Mr. Longbox and I refer to this collection that I bought earlier in the year. It's just
Yes.
that we just call it that collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Avengers 57, the first appearance of Vision in a 7.0 white page. Just an insanely beautiful book. I'm telling you guys, the quality of the books from this collection is insane, and I don't know if I'll keep this forever, but man, the cover is so sick.
Yeah. Look at the back cover too. Again,
It's so shiny.
you can tell a white page book from that era by looking at the back, because if the back is white like that, the pages are going to be.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So, just probably my favorite Buscema cover.
Wow, even more than Surfer 4.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, this is a beautiful cover. Look at that, man. Look at the colors on this. 7.0 white pager. Behold the Vision.
I'm actually curious because
I'm back. Look at that. Look how white that is.
I remember when we first started collecting, that book was just kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I'm curious to see
because WandaVision was had come out, I think, recently.
Yeah.
Great book. I've never owned that book.
Really?
Has never ever been in my collection, and I love it. It's got all the things I love about a cool comic book. It's Silver Age. It's a first appearance. It's an amazing cover, and it's an amazing cover featuring the first appearance.
Yeah. 5 year.
Beautiful.
What year is this? So I'm looking back in 2022.
Yeah, it was hot for a while, and that West Coast Avengers with the Vision. Are we calling him White Vision or just Vision wearing white?
Yeah, 2022. High sale was $875. The average was $735. So, and it's almost almost in half.
Wow.
Low sale this year is $288.
Yeah, we picked a lousy time to get to, for me, it was a lousy time to start buying again. And for you, it was a lousy time to start. But the truth is, there's no lousy time to start and get back into comics. I mean,
yeah,
it's fun.
No, yeah, it's all fun. I've been thinking about my collection recently, and I'm really changing up what I collect.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What's the shift?
So I mean, we all know, like, and this is like my long-term goal, right? Is like the top 10. Like, that's not something I'm expecting to even. I mean, that could take me the next decade to accomplish.
Right.
So I have that, but because I just like interact with books every single day, it like satisfies the like having to like not buy.
Possess it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not buying as much. And when I come across really nice like keys, it feels more special to me, like even if I'm buying a collection. So I think I'm still collecting Wanda, Batgirl, and Daredevil. Like, I have the Miller run, the Zdarsky run, I have all that stuff. But I've like been drawn to like very like silver and bronze covers that have so much color. So even this, even though this is only like 3 colors, does not look like anything that's on this wall.
No,
like,
is unique.
It's so different. Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna start curating just like a nice, almost like what Rohan does, but maybe a little bit more, because Rohan goes like big grail hunting.
Yeah.
And then I think he's told me he's got like a short box, maybe.
Yeah.
I would probably have more than that. I mean, I will definitely have more than that. But yeah, like I was even looking, I have a copy of Uncanny X-Men 135, the Jean Grey, the green cover, where she's like,
That's another great cover.
And it's just like, man, this is beautiful.
That would be really fun collection to assemble, to just be flipping through, and each cover is striking.
Yeah.
And you just be governed by that. Like a cover that you look at and go, that's a beautiful piece of art.
Yeah.
And it's in the right condition, and it's got great eye appeal or whatever, however you want to define that. That's fun, because then you're always happy to look at your collection.
Yeah. And yeah, that's definitely one thing, because I started looking through all my like silver and bronze stuff this week, and I was like, oh, I forgot like some of these books that I have, but the reason why I like started thinking about it was because, you buy a collection, and you sometimes you buy like a few good things, and you got to take the bulk with it, but you're mostly buying for like the better stuff. And so I was like, I want to buy a collection, or I want to curate a collection that a seller would just be like enamored with, like begging to buy, like just that I would like if I saw this collection and I was looking like,
that's fun.
Like I'm trying to outbid everybody on it.
Yeah,
like,
because it's someone's gone through the trouble to put this collection together,
right,
and you're never going to see it again.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily runs. Your collection would be you're collecting based on a particular kind of beauty that you want to collect. That's actually a really neat idea. I like that.
Yeah. So obviously there's some grails in there. Like I want to get X-Men 4 still, and first Batgirl tech. I always forget the number. Yeah, looks like that. So I'm not like too interested in like, an Avengers 1 or like, I don't know, other.
Yeah. Would you put Avengers 4 in that category with that tilted cap cover, or is that no? Because it doesn't really have the bright colors.
Yeah.
It's a neat dynamic cover, but it's not that. Or the X-Men or the X-Men 50.
But that book in a white page, if the cover is also like, if it's a white page and like it pops, that's a gorgeous cover.
That's true. But it's just hard to find that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you're off to a good start.
Yeah.
And would you limit it to just Silver Age, or would you go down to Golden Age and up to Bronze? Oh, you said Bronze.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, Golden Age, but I don't know that. I just don't have like too strong of a connection to Golden Age. It would probably just be Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
but watch out, man. Watch out, because what's going to happen, could happen, is you start getting into the cool Golden Age covers, and those are all collected now. Like
Yeah.
there's this, I don't even remember the name of the book yet, but it's right now, but it's got a skyscraper and a snake wrapping around the whole skyscraper, and the background is bright red, and it's like gold skyscraper with this, like, I think it's a green snake. It's like a drop dead stunner cover,
Yeah.
and that's all it's got going for it. But it's thousands, just based on that.
I think that's my thing with Golden Age stuff is like, I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. I would never pay anywhere like, it's not even like that price. It's like, I would just never pay anywhere close to that, just because it has no like actual meaning to me.
Right. What about the Schomburg covers with all the bright colors, the Human Torches and the Marvel Mystery Comics and Cap covers.
Well, now you're putting me in a position where I have to give hot takes.
No, don't give hot takes. No, go ahead, give a hot take. What are you going to say something about Schomburg or LB Cole?
Yeah, I mean, I've never looked at a Schomburg cover and been like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, they're known for being like busy. Like there's just a lot going on, a lot of colors. I do
own a Schomburg cover though, but not a Golden Age one. He did, I think it was his last cover he ever did. Was it Invaders? One or something like that.
It was pretty modern. I mean, modern by, Copper Age. I think
it was like
the 80s, early 80s or something like that.
Yeah. I think it was like a 30 center. So like late bronze. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like it. Well, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love it. You got to keep that. You got to hang on to that one.
Yeah.
And then maybe like if you ever get to the point where you say, okay, I've collected all the ones I want. What now? And I'm not sure that any of us ever gets there, but if we ever do, the next step could be, well, I'll level up these books. I'll upgrade.
Yeah.
Got a 7.0 white pager. Let me see if I can find an A5 white pager. Like you could do that.
Well, now you're jumping the gun on a conversation I wanted to have later. So
okay, well,
we'll pocket that, and then
okay,
yeah, you can.
All right, interesting. All right, so here's mine. This I haven't, and I'm holding true to my word. I haven't bought any comics, none this week, or really since the claim sale. But this was one that I had purchased a while back, but it was at CGC and it finally came back, and it is another one in my quest to acquire all the Catwoman covers, and it is a beautiful book and really in great shape for its age. This is a Batman issue number 69, Win Mortimer cover, Catwoman.
Yeah.
Everybody recognizes. Well, I mean, everybody who likes Batman recognizes this cover. It's kind of a classic cover, featuring the King of the Cats, and it's got this little sound or dialogue bubble. If you're listening on the radio, it's funny. It's funny that I said radio. Listening on podcast, it's got Catwoman sitting on like a throne, a dual cedar throne with this like guy that looks like Catman, almost, and then a big black puma, and he's saying, "With Batman and Robin in our power, Catwoman, we too as in the number 2, we too can rule as king and queen of the underworld." And it's bondage cover for Batman and Robin all tied up there, and it's a first appearance of the King of Cats, who turns out to be Selena Kyle's mentally unstable brother, who she kind of in the story. She's just trying to help him because he just is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So she plays along with him. And Batman's kind of jealous because Selena admits that, well, I love him. And so Batman, the love interest thing with him is like jealous of that. But it turns out, well, she does love him. It's true, but she loves him because he's her brother. But anyway, it's a 4.0 copy off white to white pages. It was really nice. And I picked this up at a, what convention was that?
It was the first year because Torpedo didn't happen, so the dealers put on a different show. Yeah,
and it was Raw on the Wall, and I made an offer on off the price that he was asking, and he took it, and it was a good deal. I bought it. What I said was, he was sold to me as a 4.0, so props to the guy who sold it to me.
Yeah,
It's a 4.0. Basically, it was 4.0, 4.5 was kind of the condition that I was told, but the price was a 4.0 price, and then less than that because I paid cash and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought it could be a 4 or 5. If it is, and I got a really good deal, it could even push to a 5. I didn't think so because it has a little bit of like corner chew here from looks like maybe a rodent or something.
Yeah.
And a little piece missing in the upper left corner here. And then in the back, it's got a little piece missing right there. By the way, check out that back cover, man. You got to appreciate the,
those colors pop.
The colors, right? Really beautiful. But anyway, and then, well, the thing is, I haven't had a lot of good luck with CGC lately, and I keep getting books coming back graded less than I expect. So I was actually relieved when it came back a 4.0 because I'm thinking, well, it could come back a 4 or 5. But with my luck lately, it come back a 3.5. Like that kind of has happened to me with a few books lately. So I was happy they came back 4.0.
Yeah.
So I got a good deal on that book.
Yeah, it's a sweet book.
I only have now, you guys, 2 more Golden Age Catwoman covers to go to have all of them, and they're not cheap. Obviously, Tech 122 is a fortune, so that's gonna have to wait. And then there's Batman 65. But this one's Batman 69, and it came out, I think, 1952.
Yep.
February of 1952. Nice cover. Really happy to have that book. You know what's cool about it though is that I like getting these Golden Age Catwoman covers because it's compact. It's an attainable goal. There's only 8.
Yeah.
And they're either all of them are either Detective Comics or a Batman title. That's it. She didn't appear in a cover or anything else. And so while I am collecting the Catwoman covers, these Golden Age Catwoman covers, I'm also getting cool Golden Age Batman or Tech titles, which are always going to be valuable. They're always going to be sought after. People collect those for a lot of reasons. So I'm adding real value to my collection when I'm getting these. Look, I've got lots of things, as we all do, in my collection that I've overpaid for or paid more than I'll ever be able to sell them for because I value it more than the market does. That's not going to be the case with my Catwoman covers collection because they're from sets that people value for lots of reasons. So having a solid 4.0 Golden Age Batman, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So any Batman under issue 100 is sweet.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. All right. Let's, is that it?
Yep.
All right. We're good. All right.
That's all I got.
Let's fly through news real quick.
Okay.
Because we got some interesting stuff. As we talked about last week, Clayface started filming.
Yeah.
And so we're getting a bunch of Easter eggs. There's a poster for the Flying Graysons that was spotted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I know you mentioned the first Catwoman, Batgirl, whatever it is.
Yeah,
but that's a different one than I'm thinking of. But there's the Golden Age one, which the Flying Graysons are kind of part of that whole creative thing that they got away from and they decided to go. Anyway, yeah, that would be great if they were in it.
Yeah, and then we talked about Nightwing last week.
That's right.
So Dick Grayson.
And I did do a lot of searching last week.
Oh yeah,
based on our conversation at first Nightwing prices and they're reasonable. They're out there. I just but of course didn't pull the trigger on any of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's exciting. There's been some Batman logos spotted on set for the Clayface, and it is uncanny to this one.
Nice.
So James Gunn has shut down the merge rumors. He said, we're not merging. It's going to be a different Batman. He said this is part of the Elseworlds universe. Matt Reeves will make his movies, and then we'll make our movies. And the Batman movies will never come out in the same calendar year as like the DCU Batman. But with like all this stuff, like this new logo that's popped up that is definitely like pretty much Pattinson's logo. There's been other Easter eggs about Gotham that they found on set about Gotham having been flooded.
And that's Penguin stuff.
And there's been posters seen talking about Bliss, the drug, which was the drug in Penguin. So,
I mean, James Gunn he loves to play that. Like
he does.
So he's he's up to his old tricks.
I just don't know how I feel about it. Because if I liked Superman, I feel like I would like love it. But because I didn't like Superman, I'm just like, don't let him touch with a 10-foot pole. Like, just let this trilogy happen, and then do what you want to do, whatever.
I'm sorry, but can we just admire that poster for a second?
I know, it's
like
fantastic.
just like for a second, move these out of the way. I want them to be able to see. You do see the Batmobile there, like that. There's Gotham. It's got all the elements, right? There's Gotham behind, and the Batmobile, which was probably my favorite scene in that movie.
Yeah.
And I've said that before. I just thought that was the coolest muscle car. Early 70s muscle car Batmobile was sick, man. Anyway, love that poster.
Yeah, it's a great poster. So yeah, I mean, I guess time will tell. But alongside that, there's actually some crazy news that could potentially affect the DCU. I don't know if you heard about this. Paramount Skydance are preparing a bid to buy the majority of Warner Brothers Discovery. The bid would be for the entire company, including cable networks and movie studio.
I did hear that. I wondered what it would mean. So Paramount buys Warner Brothers. I mean, I don't know who's bigger than who at this point. Like I would have thought it might have gone the other way.
So here's this is all like speculation. Apparently, Superman made $125 million in profit. A lot of people aren't like buying that that's true because Variety just came out and said that, but they didn't like have any, like they didn't base it on anything.
Okay.
And Warner Brothers, DC, James Gunn have not said anything about like the profits that it actually made. But we know that movies this year or this summer was the worst summer in Hollywood history, like revenue wise. I think it was like since the 80s, like the late 80s, I think I saw, or something like that. Maybe the 90s. So we know that these movies, they didn't perform well. Fantastic for like all of them, like whether you love them or hate them, like they just did not perform well. So if Paramount buys them, they could just tell James Gunn kick rocks and like we're gonna reset again. Like that's a very
sure, it's possible.
So that's why this is more speculation. That's why the speculation is that's why James Gunn is cranking out these movies, like the Supergirl movie is coming out next year, and then the Superman Man of Tomorrow. Why he already has that slated is because it takes time for like the buying and the transition. So the speculation is he's going to crank out as many movies as possible. Hopefully one of them hits and big profit numbers, and that'll give job security if the company does go to Paramount. So
interesting.
It's all speculation at this point. I mean, Paramount could just never, like the bid could get rejected, and Warner Brothers stays Warner Brothers. But it is something to actually keep an eye on.
Yeah,
like if you're interested in like superhero movies and DC stuff, is if it goes to Paramount, it could all change.
Does Paramount hasn't made any superhero movies, right?
So here's the funny thing. Paramount actually were one of the distributors, or like was the main distributor or whatever for Watchmen. Guess who directed Watchmen? Zack Snyder. Guess who's currently making movies for Paramount?
Zack Snyder. Guess
who else is currently making movies for Paramount? This is a name you probably don't know. Walter Hamada.
I don't know.
Walter Hamada filled the small gap in time that was between the Zack Snyder era and the James Gunn era. So pretty much like it was a very short window. He might have only been there for like a movie, maybe two.
Yeah.
But I think it was the Black Adam Flash era.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
well, I mean, so they have the people in place to do it if they want to, assuming the deal happens.
So that's the thing, is because Walter Hamada and Zack Snyder are in good graces with Paramount already. if Warner Brothers gets bought and Paramount just sees all these people online saying, give us Snyder verse back, yada, 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 give us this.
They just do it then.
Yeah, who's to say? So it's all speculation.
Yeah, but it's fun speculation. That's a major thing. What? Yeah, I can't wait until the moment when Disney buys Paramount, and then we're gonna get the movie versions of those 1970s and early 80s Treasury editions where Spider-Man and Superman were in the same book.
Yeah. Yeah, or those 90s crossover.
Yeah, we finally can get to the bottom of it. We'll have Catwoman versus Black Cat just in a cage match.
Well, honestly, that's what's kind of fun about James Gunn is like I could actually see like 10 years down the line a Marvel DC movie because James Gunn is friends with Kevin Feige, right. And you know they're friendly. Like there's no bad blood between them. Kevin Feige was at the Superman premiere, like, you know.
The purist would, the comic book purist would probably not like it. Maybe the comic movie purist wouldn't like it either, but the general public would be interested enough to buy a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
We most definitely would. Like, there's no way we're not doing it.
Oh,
Superman and Spider-Man in the same movie. I don't care if the movie stinks. I have to see it.
Batman, Daredevil.
Right?
Like, yeah.
And just, you know,
or Batman, Iron Man.
It's not even unprecedented in the comic when they had the X-Men and New Teen Titans did stuff together too.
Yeah,
in comics. So that would be like now we're getting out there and into but you know it is a business.
Yeah,
and movies even more so than comics because of the big budgets, and they're always kind of siding and leaning toward what's the closest thing to a sure thing we can have. Well, putting DC's best and Marvel's best in the same movie.
That might be the first $2 billion movie ever.
I mean, who's not going to go see it? You have to, even if you go to see it, just so you can hate on it, you're gonna go.
Yeah,
see it. Like, and we're not even talking about the villains. Like, imagine like what the Joker would be in the Marvel. Right? Oh man, that. Could we let it? What do you guys think? I mean, would you be for it or against it? I'm for it. I'm for it because it would be fun.
Oh yeah, it'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, my wife texted me and. Dara, she said she was near the doorway when we were talking about the James Gunn Paramount thing, and she said, I was hearing you guys talk about Batman and the James Gunn thing, and she said, and I said to myself, I wouldn't let James Gunn touch Batman with a 10-foot pole, and 30 seconds later I heard you say almost exactly that.
Yeah, well, you know, you guys, you are husband and wife, right? I mean, if you guys don't see in this house, at least, if you're not seeing Batman the same way, there could be trouble in paradise.
Okay, this is the last bit of news here. In Shanghai, Marvel was doing this like light show. It was this event, and they were doing this light show. And this is official promotional art. First look at Doctor Doom.
Oh.
So I'm not going to show this on screen because if you guys don't want to see it, I don't want to show you. But I'm assuming you probably want to see it.
Yeah, I do. I'm reaching for my glasses right now.
That
looks great.
Yeah, he looks
good.
I saw a tweet that said it's insane having a Doom that is incredibly comic book accurate and looks so good.
Yeah, he looks.
And then you just remember that RDJ is under the mask.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
he's making me think. I gotta get that FF5 soon, dude. It's gonna be out of reach. It's gonna ascend.
There's also been in that same light show, there was some other things displayed. You know, Doctor Doom when he's got Emperor Doom and he grabs Thanos by the spine. So they actually had that in the light show. That appears untrue. That line. And then
so good.
in that same light show, they have Doctor Doom wielding Shang-Chi's 10 rings. So I don't know.
We've talked about Marvel Premiere 15. No, wait, that's not what it is.
No,
That's Iron Fist. But anyway, first Marvel Premiere, I think it is. Wherever the first Shang-Chi
it's like Marvel.
I don't know why I've never been able to keep that one in my head.
Yeah, because it's like something. It's something
Marvel Special Edition.
That's what it is.
That it is, okay. But the first Shang-Chi, we talked about it last time, I think, or a couple weeks ago. You know, and if he's going to show up somehow in a Doomsday movie, I don't know if that's what's being suggested there, but it's unbelievably underpriced right now.
Yeah,
that one and the first Iron Fist. I'm just going to keep banging that drum for you guys because I feel it's a public service announcement. If you're a comic book collector and you like Specky, you just need to get that book.
Yeah,
at this price, you can't really go wrong. You could always resell it for the price, not going any lower.
Yeah.
And you could get in a 9.4 for like $225. How is that possible?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I don't have it either. I do have the first Iron Fist.
Yeah.
But right now I'm handcuffed. I can't buy it. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to take my own advice.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I think we talked about it last week, but like you were eyeballing that Marvel Premiere 15 I had.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. I mean, not even just because it's my book and I'm trying to sell it, but it was pretty crazy. Nobody bought it for $150 shipped.
Yeah, mark that price and that date because you're gonna say, oh, I'm glad nobody bought that book.
Yeah, I was surprised, but hey, no worries.
Yeah,
I don't mind holding on to it.
Yeah, hang on to it. Yeah, right.
I have a raw copy too. I keep them both.
Those are you're not losing money holding on to those for as long as you hold on to them.
Yeah. Since we're talking about it, if you're listening to this day of relief, if you're listening to this day of release, I'm doing a claim sale tonight, Monday, September 15th. Claim sale on my Instagram, @pros_comics.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have a ton of books. Gonna have a fresh X-Men 12 that I just got back from CGC.
Ooh.
Beautiful book. I'll have that Marvel Premiere 15 also. Bringing out a lot of raws. Also bought. I haven't even told you. I bought a little stack of really great keys. Some top 10 Daredevil, X-Men 35. So some awesome Silver Age. So that'll all be there. So if you're listening to this on release day, Monday, September 15th, I'll be live on IG doing a claim sale, and you'll have some books too.
Yeah, I'll be in the background, and I'll definitely rustle up some books to put in there. You know, as I push again toward FF1, I had a friend donate some books to the cause. I was holding them for him, and he was looking at maybe grading them and like including Secret Wars 8 in high grade, and he sent me a text this week, and he said, hey man, I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. Those books that you have, keep them. They're yours. I want to contribute to the FF quest. Nice. And I wrote him back and said, are you sure about that? I mean, there's a lot of good books in here, man. But he's a gift giver for sure.
Yeah.
And so I know not to fight him too much on it. Like he means it. So maybe definitely that Secret Wars I'll pop up in there and a few, but I've got a few others too, because every book I sell gets me closer, or I'm already there. I'm not really sure, but at least it makes it so that I have a wider range that I can aim for.
Yeah.
As far as the grade and stuff like that. So, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that will be fun.
Yeah.
So, if you're listening on release day tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I should say, on Spros_Comics IG.
Yeah,
we will be there.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I have a piece of news that I was wondering if you would have it, and I'm wondering if it's legit, because you always seem to have all the legit news. But I saw, and you know how social media works, but I did see coming across my social media feeds that Zoe Kravitz will not be playing Catwoman in the next Batman. Is that true?
I think it's hard to say because they're not. I think they start filming in March.
Okay.
So they're still a bit of ways. But yeah, I don't think it means that character is done in even if she's not, because they might just like send her off for a little bit,
Right.
and
So we don't know what it means. It could mean that they're recasting it. It could mean that Catwoman's just not in this movie.
I doubt they would recast. Yeah, I've seen those reports, but I haven't. I don't know. I haven't seen it come from anything like too legit, and like I haven't even really seen it come from like leakers that I normally like take from. So
I mean, Catwoman doesn't have to be in every Batman movie, you know. I mean,
No.
that's I think that's utilize that character if it serves the story and is worth it, but don't do it just because you feel like you should because it's always been that way.
yeah,
So okay, because I wouldn't want to recast. I thought she was great.
yeah, no,
You know?
she was. I think it maybe because there's reports that Sophia Falcone will be in the movie, and so if you bring, I mean, their storylines do overlap, but
Yeah, they
if
do.
you have, I know Penguin is in it a little bit. He's not in it too much. Colin Farrell said he's read the script and said it was amazing, and he said he doesn't have too big of a role. So there's still a villain that we don't know who it is.
Well, I'm trying to remember now the last scene in Penguin when they show the girl who ends up back in the insane asylum. What's her name again?
Sophia?
Yeah, Sophia.
Yeah.
I don't know why they just my blanked out for a second. Yeah, Sophia. She gets a letter, and it's from a Kyle, but is it Selena or is it Maggie Kyle? I think it was from Maggie Kyle, right?
No, I think it's from Selena.
Selena, but I think somehow Maggie. Anyway, it's in there. So if Sophia's going to be in it, they certainly hinted that Selena was going to be. Well,
Yeah.
I'd say more than hinted, projected that there was going to be some kind of a interaction between those two.
My guess is like they would just want to connect Sophia to Batman. I mean, because obviously through the show we know it's all connected to that universe, but they probably just like want to draw the connections like specifically to Batman, but you don't want to like. What's the word I'm looking for? Like fill the story with so much of the stuff that we're already familiar with,
Right.
and like fighting screen time and page time with whoever the villain's going to be.
Right.
So you probably have like these like the Penguin and Sophia and maybe even like Riddler where we're just like kind of catching up with where they're at.
Yeah.
But I would imagine it'll be more focused on the villain.
Okay.
Which I kind of hope it's Mr. Freeze. I mean, it seems like a good. We're heading into winter, right? Because the Penguin.
Yes, we are.
The Penguin finished off in the wintertime, and they had the flood in Gotham. So
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah, bring it back. Yeah. Dara and I watched the Lego Batman movie this week.
I've heard it's good.
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hour and a half. Like, there's a lot of
Fun stuff.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sauron's in it.
Really?
He's he's a legitimate villain. Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
All
So,
right. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah,
I have not
it-
watched that ever. None of those Lego movies, actually. How many? There are a few of them, right?
yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah, there's like some. I mean, it's a kids movie, so there's definitely some moments where you're like, that was silly. But then there's some moments where you're like, that was not a kid's joke. Like that was really the grown-ups watching.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
Call those Shrek moments. You know?
yeah. I haven't seen Shrek as an adult, so I'd have to,
yeah. I've only seen it as an adult, and I liked it as much or more than Dara and Mel did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I gotta. Dara's been wanting to rewatch Shrek, so I gotta
Yeah.
probably give it a rewatch.
Yeah, I mean, you got Michael Myers. Wait, not Michael Myers. That's
Yeah, that's his name.
Right. I was thinking Friday the 13th, which is also Michael Myers, but
No.
a different. Wait,
That's Jason Voorhees.
Jason.
Halloween is
Yeah.
Michael Myers. Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. That's, that's. But anyway, you got Myers and Eddie Murphy. You know,
yeah.
vamping back and forth. You just know.
Yeah.
They're gonna. I mean, I would love to have all the outtakes of those conversations.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hilarious. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, so you brought something up that I wanted to briefly talk about.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what you said. Do you?
I was just thinking that too. I was just going, we're about to transition out of news. What was it I wonder what he's going to say that's in relation to what I was saying. And it had something to do with grading or something like that.
Upgrades. You were
Yeah,
talking about
upgrading. Yeah.
like when you get to when you buy all the grails, like what do? You start upgrading. So part of what I'm gonna start doing is every claim sale I do, I'm gonna bring one of my PC books that I want to upgrade.
Okay.
So starting this Monday, the first book that I'm gonna want to upgrade is Werewolf by Night 32.
A worthy book.
Yep. So that book will be featured in the claim sale, and hopefully I sell it. I'll sell it. I'll take the funds, similar to UFF. I'll keep it separate from everything, put it off to the side, and I'll upgrade to a white page copy. My rule is I can't upgrade a book until I sell it, and I can't move to another book until I've like upgraded another book and then sold the next one.
Yeah. Okay. So that focuses you.
So unless I find like that crazy deal, like that FF1 that happened just before you sold everything that went for like 5K, unless I find like a crazy deal, that's kind of like the rules I'm following right now. So
okay, wow,
that's going to start with Werewolf by Night, and
what condition? What's the grade of the one you're going to be selling?
7.0 off white to white.
Wow. So what grade are you looking for? Well, you don't know yet. One thing at a time, right?
If it's a good looking 7.0, I'll take a good looking 7.0 white pager.
White page, that's the key.
Or 7.5 white pager or 8.0 white pager. Like kind of 7.0 to 8.0 is kind of where I'm not going to go below a 7. Like I'm not going to downgrade in that book.
Get you 9.9.
I wonder if there is any.
I don't think so.
The book after that I'm going to try to upgrade, I'll say it here. ASM 50.
And what do you have right now?
5.5 off white.
Yeah.
So
that book surprisingly doesn't show up that often. It's so popular.
Yeah.
And when it does show up, it's there's always a lot of interest and it always sells. But I don't see it on a lot of claim sales, do you?
No.
And I don't see it on the consignment pages very often either. I mean,
jeez, now you're making me think I gotta buy it before I sell it.
No, you'll be able to sell it fast because it's not as common as some other keys.
So I started thinking about this because I did that with the Batman 227, and it took months for me to upgrade my copy. And
but you're really, really proud of this book.
Yeah, I am. Another one popped up. Another 7.0 white pager popped up. Mine presents way nicer than the other one.
Nice.
But yeah, my buddy was like hemming and hawing about it, and then he was like, I don't know. He's like, I'm thinking about this Brave and the Bold 54. And then he was like, I'm going to sleep on it. He's like, if it's still there tomorrow, I'm going to get it. And I was like, dude, that book is not, it's going to be a long time before you find it again. And when that book is liquid, like you can, it sells.
And in white pages.
And then he woke up and it was gone.
Man, there was it is still available. Fantastic 4-issue number 1. Custom label, which you don't find too many FF1s in custom label, probably because they all got graded early. 4 or 5. 16,000. The thing presents like a champ. I looked at it and I went, looks like a 6.5.
Jeez.
What in the world? I mean, and then you flip it over and it's got this mad, crazy, like gridded stain on the back as if it were at some point left on some kind of a milk carton that had a lot of oil on or something. It just was like really, it's very unique and interesting. But I don't have $16,000 to spend on that book, but it helped me be able to be firm about what I'm and picky about what I'm doing, because that's not in a 4.5, but in a lower grade, that's the copy I want.
Yeah.
I want the one that presents better than its grade, because the damage is such that it doesn't show. And that would be, or at least on the front. So it could be something. I don't even care if there's a big chunk out of the back page. The back page is missing. 25% of the back is missing because it got torn off. Like that wouldn't even really bother me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see big pieces out of the front.
Yeah.
and a bunch of color breaking creases down the middle. And I don't want any more, really any marble chipping if I can get one without marble chipping. I know I'm like getting kind of probably out of the realm of 1.5.
Yeah.
But you know, you could. But man, that book, I looked at it, I went,
Marble chipping is a big no for me. There was a 3.0 FF5 that popped up this week, and had marble chipping, and I was just like, no, I don't.
I just don't like the way. Yeah, it takes a lot of the way from the eye appeal.
Yeah, it was a 3.0 white pager too, like something I would have done, but no, I couldn't.
So everybody's got their own particulars. I want good color strike, and I guess I'm just all wrapped up in eye appeal. I mean, that's something new, right?
Yeah.
Problem is, a lot of people want the same thing I want.
yeah, seriously. All right, so this is something we've talked about on the pod before. It's never been like the main focus of the discussion, but Mint Hunter Comics, right?
Yeah.
He released a video talking about this, and it's pretty much what he said. Stop slabbing, was that the name of the video?
Yeah, stop slabbing.
Yeah. And this is something I've seen, and look, he's a dealer. He sells. This is something that I also see as a dealer, and so we briefly talked about it, but we can definitely talk about it more in depth. Raw books right now are going for the same price, if not more than graded.
Yeah.
And I can attest to the fact that it is more difficult for me to move a slab. Like, even if it's, I have a raw copy of Marvel Premiere 15. It's probably half a grade lower. So I have the graded 7.5. It's probably about a 7 now. If I put those both up in the sale, I bet you the raw one would move way faster.
Yeah, that's what it's been for a while now in the sales.
Yeah. So I price excuse me. I price my data GPA for slabs, eBay sold for raw. And when I do this, I'll see like in the sold, like on eBay sold, the same book graded will sometimes be like $20-$30 cheaper. So the big question is why? Are we wasting money slabbing? Are we overpaying on raws? Like, what the heck is going on with the market?
I know.
Like, it's a bit weird because, you know, you think slab, you get the premium, you get the guarantee, you get the book protected. Like, there's a lot of things that I think are contributing to this, and a lot of advice that I would give just as somebody who is looking at data every day for hours. Like, I mean, guys, like if you just sat behind me at work for hours, like
your pricing.
I am like consuming the market. So give us your thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I thought that James at Mid Hunter Comics, you know, he's observing something that you've been observing, and he had it backed up with a lot of data. He gave a really solid examples, and his, I think his main contention was here: don't slab if you're trying to sell books, unless you're pretty sure it's going to get a 9.8, you know, because the 9.8 does give you a premium, but even something, and I found this to be true in my own attempts to sell books, even a 9.6 is not going to get you the premium for the cost to get it graded, and that it becomes more and more true the older the book is, you know, the price.
But he was talking about he had broken up by eras, right?
Yeah.
So that he was talking more like your 80s,
your 80s,
like your mid 80s to now.
and for silver and bronze, he said you need to kind of get in the nines for it to be profitable, or at least like a 9.0 for it to actually have a premium above the raw copy. Because if you can just cause it a near mint, it'll sell for as much as a 9.0 or a 9.2 slabbed. Yeah. Even a Silver Age, which is to me hard to imagine, but there he had all the data from eBay and things like that. So, but he also said, and I agree with him, that, and you mentioned it as well, there are a lot of reasons to get a book graded. You know, grade it if you just think it's fun to have it graded. Grading a book allows you to display it easily. It locks the condition in. You don't have to worry about it getting bent up in your collection or who knows what, right? And on the seller side of things, I like graded. The buyer side of things, I like graded because you have a guarantee. You have a guarantee. And I recently bought a book raw that I sent it in, and it came back restored.
Yeah.
And the seller made it right, and that's fine. But it was disappointing that I didn't have the universal thing, and that's just you assume more of a risk to buy it raw. And as you know, and I mentioned earlier, there are times that I have bought books at a convention or online in a claim sale where in the book's raw, where I'm told this is the condition of the book, and that's not what it comes back as. My Fantastic Four 12, I bought it raw, and the seller said, yeah, it's a 4.5, and I looked at it, I opened it, I looked at every page, and I kind of thought, well, it's a stretch out of 4.5, but it could be a 4.5. Came back a 3.5. So I remember there were other slabbed 4.5s at the convention for the same price that I didn't buy.
Yeah.
So, so for those reasons, as a buyer, I like buying slabs. I'm not really sure I'm kind of confounded by this a bit.
Yeah.
Is it because like we admit that's the phenomenon right now.
Yeah.
People are preferring to buy raw books. I'm just wondering why. Are they cheaper?
Yeah.
Well, we're finding out, no, they're not any more cheaper. So at what point do we start to say, well, and I think you might have mentioned this to me a week ago, now there's a deal to be had buying the slabs.
Yeah, you can get slabs at a discount.
Which
these
is weird.
days.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is CGC's. I think this is genuinely a result of CGC's trust with the community. I think people generally are saying, "I'll roll the dice on a seller," and just trust that they're grading accurately, and I'll keep it at that. Because what's the point if they're getting a banana bend, or if the new thing, like the cases are like
bubbling?
Bubbling. Like they can't stack. I don't know if you guys saw that. But some guy stacked some slabs he had just got, and he was able to like spin them. So that, and then what were some of the other issues that CGC?
Well, yeah, just some of the counterfeit stuff that.
The swapping,
all that, and it's this whole professional grading industry. Totally and entirely depends on the confidence we as collectors and buyers place in it.
Yeah.
And if I feel like, well, I don't think I let's put it this way. If I get a book that's graded a 7 by CGC, I believe it's a 7, and I don't question it. But what I do see a lot of is that subjectivity where I'll get 2 books that are both graded 7 and they don't look even remotely close.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why. Or I'll send at 2 different times, 2 different collections in. And they'll come back, and I can see the inconsistency. I'm like, wait a minute, how is this book here a 9.8 and this book over here is a 9.4?
Yeah,
like I've seen both books raw and looked at every page, and it's worked for me and it's worked against me.
Yeah, I've gotten some books back 9.8 where I'm like, all right, CGC says it,
right?
That's where I'm pricing it.
But it doesn't seem like. And okay, so here's the thing. If our trust erodes enough in the professional grading sites, organizations, companies, and then instead we go ahead and are willing to place our trust in that combination of what the seller believes it to be and what our own grading acumen is. And we as a collective community go back to that, the grading companies are dead in the water, because at that point, who really cares if what any other, like CGC is not the arbiter of truth in this.
Yeah.
I bought that FF12. He told me it was a 4.5. He handed it to me, and by my standards, 4.5 is like VG minus, right? It's VG minus. That's kind of what a 4.5 is, or in that range, right? So, and I look at them like, yeah, I've been to my 40 years as a comic book collector. This is a VG minus book. Yeah, it's better than good, but it's not fine.
Yeah,
it's VG in that range. I accept that.
Yeah.
Now, just because CGC comes back and tells me it's a 3.5 and not a 4.5, it's still the same book that I believe is a VG minus book.
Yeah.
And so if we as collectors community, as a comic book community, decide, and maybe we are deciding, maybe that's what you're seeing, and that's what Mint Hunter Comics is seeing, that I actually prefer to put my trust in the latter and rather than the former.
Yeah.
Then what are we doing? Let's like, and that's not like anybody's saying I never want to have a CG slab book, but the tide has shifted and we're more interested in getting the raw books. And I find that to be kind of a bummer for me in one sense, because I had this huge collection of high grade books, and I spent a lot of money grading them all because I knew, putting that in air quotes, that to sell them, to get the real value out of them, I was going to have to grade them.
Yeah.
Well,
which was true 2 years ago.
Yeah. And now it's not true.
Yeah.
And I've got all these books that I think I could do a better job if I went ahead and cracked them. You know how many Silver Age books I have that are 7.0 to an 8.0? That's kind of like, and that's sort of the range where you'd be better off cracking them.
Well, I think I think this is the biggest thing, or the biggest reason why raw books are going at very competitive prices to slabs, is I think people want the gamble. Like I think a lot of people press nowadays. Like it's not hard to do. Like genuinely, like
right.
It's not like a difficult thing. It's time consuming, yes, difficult. Once you know what to do, it just becomes a process that you repeat.
Right.
So like the learning part, sure, like you gotta figure out how the press works. You gotta learn about heat and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But once you have a system in place, it just becomes about repeating it. So for people that are doing that, like someone like me and like all these other like people who like sell their pressing services, like it becomes really profitable because they already have their process in place. And if you buy a book and you're like, okay, well, yeah, I'm good at pressing and cleaning, so sure, let me buy your 7.0. Let me see if I can get it to a 7.5, get it to an 8.0.
If you know you can improve it.
So I honestly think that's probably one of the biggest reasons is, I mean, I think it's trust with grading companies.
Yeah.
And I think it's everybody's pressing and cleaning these days. So why not take a gamble? Like everyone likes to gamble. It's fun.
I know. Like I had that, and I sold it, but I had that 9.6 Conan 23 first red Sonia, right? Sold it in the slab, and it was an old slab, and I figured that would have some appeal for that sort of gambling mentality. But the truth is, as crazy as it seems, probably would have gotten more money out of it had I broken it out of the slab and just said, all right, I have a pristine copy of first red Sonia, of Conan 23. There's nothing, I can't find anything wrong with this book. Here, pull it up to the camera, let everybody see everything. I probably could have been sold because everybody's going to think that's a 9.8, and a 9.6 it's a $450 book, and a 9.8 it's a $1,800 book.
Yeah,
with a massive high ceiling because it's a 9.8. But I didn't do that and just took the But you would have thought a 9.6 would be enough for some old label. Well, it certainly has not been pressed or cleaned.
Yeah.
So it could get a 9. Yeah. It's I don't know. Like I spent all this money to slab a bunch of books. It feels weird to crack them out, but why compound a mistake by making a second mistake?
Right. Like if you sell it graded for let's 175, but you could sell it raw for 200. I mean, there's your price to slab it.
Yeah, take it out, crack it open. I mean, I've got a bunch of really nice Silver Age that's in that, certainly in the 5.0 to 8.0 range, just a lot of it, and it's all slabbed. That's the range where I think for sure it moves faster and at competitive, if not higher rates, raw.
Yeah. I was looking at my slabs, both inventory and personal collection, and I think I have a pretty big stack that I'm gonna crack, like a significant amount.
Yeah.
There's some that I'm not going to. Like this is where I would like. So I have a ASM 135 9.6 white pages. I'm not cracking that.
Yeah.
Like there's that is a beautiful book. That's staying slapped. However, I have an old label ASM 129 80 that I've talked about multiple times on the pod that isn't getting much love right now for whatever reason. So I had a customer at my office this week, and they were picking up some claims, and they're a big Spider-Man collector, and I was like, yeah, he's kind of eyeballed the 129. He's told me like he would probably like purchase a lower grade. And so I was like, yeah, I've brought this book out to a few of my shows. I think I've gotten like one offer, didn't take it. And then I just put it up onto a consignment page. It's got good engagement, but he hasn't DM'd me about anything in regards to like any offers. So I was like, honestly, I'm probably not even gonna submit it to get graded. I said I'm probably just gonna crack it and sell it raw. Like I genuinely think that's probably the best use like of this book. Like, and so he was like, wait. If you're gonna crack it,
hold up.
He's like, let me figure something out. He's like, do you trade? I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, give me the weekend to talk with my son and to look at our collection and to figure out what we can trade.
Nice.
And his whole thing was like, he's like, yeah, I would be fine buying like a 4.5, 5.0. He's like, but if I can trade to get an 8.0, I would. So,
yeah.
But I wasn't actually, but I had to threaten cracking the thing out of the slab.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an interesting dynamic in the industry right now. I don't. It raises another question, which is sort of a side thing, but I'm curious. Let's say you take a stack of slabs and you crack them.
Yeah.
Will you be faithful to send in the labels back to CGC so they can remove them from the census?
Here's the thing. The answer is yes. But the other answer is, but the better question is, will I remember the next time I do a CGC submission to actually put it in the box? Because I have a stack of cracked labels that are all together ready to go to CGC. But every time I go to submit to CGC, which has been a dozen times since then, it never finds its way into the package.
My FF3, I still have that.
Yeah.
I cracked it, sent it back in to get the signature verified. So I still have the old label. And we've done a few together submissions, and I haven't sent it back. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, do I just have to send a letter? Do I have to go get stamps? Do you have stamps?
I think my wife has some stamps somewhere, but yeah, we were talking about this. Like, who uses stamps? Who sends letters?
Yeah.
Like stamps. What is that? But because that's what you kind of have to do.
That's how it would go, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm starting to wonder, just from observing my own behavior and hearing from you, your behavior on it, and just extrapolating out that we really intend and want to send them in. Like, we understand.
Yeah.
But there's probably a lot of people who just like, yeah, I'm not bothering. I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah.
How accurate do you think the census is anymore?
It's a good question. Who knows?
I mean, right? It's how much stock do we put in it for any era?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe golden age. Okay. Probably we can trust it, but I'm wondering about silver and bronze and certainly beyond that. Like, when you get into the more modern, there's so many books. It doesn't matter if somebody sends or doesn't send the reslabs in. And for bronze, it's probably similar. The numbers are getting so high. But for Silver Age especially, I really do wonder, for some of these books, can I assume, maybe it all comes out in the wash, because can I assume that there's got to be less than are on here actually graded because some have been regraded and they never bothered to send a thing in. But at the same time, you also know the number, if it's not legit, it will get there eventually because there's only going to be more coming in.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's just a thought, right? Like I love looking at the census. How accurate is it? But I guess if we all accept it as accurate, then it is.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
wild.
I don't know.
It's no one's claiming it's exact science. And when we look at the census, we're only looking at the CGC anyway. How often do you go, okay, so that's CGC. Let me go look at the CBCS census. If there is such a thing, and there must be. And and now what about PSA? Then what about, do people even talk about PGX anymore or whatever it was?
No.
I
don't. Well, to be fair, people aren't even talking about CBCS anymore.
Yeah, what happened? So okay, change the subject. Are we already ready to say that PSA, it's PSA and CGC? Is it that has PSA made that much of a splash already? That CBCS is, though not numbers wise, but like in the minds of collectors, already number 3.
I think with PSA, I think we have to see a lot of books hit the market so that we can see what their grading is like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people are just intrigued by something new.
Yeah.
But I mean, CBCS, they've just been pretty quiet. Like, I just haven't heard much from them, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
But is it a good thing? I don't know.
It's kind of funny because CBCS is Beckett, right?
Yeah.
And so Beckett and PSA are the 1-2 rivals in sports, the sport card collecting.
Yeah.
Like major at each other's throat rival companies. But both of them are neither one of them are top dog in comics.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting how that works.
Yeah. So I would say for the whole like raw versus slab thing, man, if obviously just collect books how you want to collect them. If you want them raw, get them raw. If you want them slabbed, get them slabbed. But honestly, if you're not looking for like, oh, I could potentially get this at a higher grade, so let me like pay this aggressive price, just buy a slab and crack it yourself. Like, you will get at least you have the protection that it's,
it's gone through the process once, and it's kind of like it's
right.
not it's not restored or qualified. And if it came back a 7.0, it's possible if you send it can come back to you a 6.5, but it's not going to come back to you a 3.
Right. Yeah. So you at least have a little bit of security there.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not. Slab, you can get crazy deals right now. Like, you can get a really good deal on a slab these days, and whatever I was about to say completely left my mind.
Oh man. Well, I'll fill in by saying this: if that's true that good deals can be had on slabs, then I'm licking my chops for Fantastic Four 1. Like, will good price on slabs extend to the Mega Grails? Probably not, but I have seen some good deals come up.
Oh, here's what I was going to say.
All right, I bought you the time.
And I almost forgot it again.
Oh no!
But I remembered it. And bids. eBay bids.
Yes.
I need to start locking in on eBay bids because there are some crazy prices that books are going for on bids. Like an ASM 129 and an 8.0 just went for $1,600 on a bid.
It's like $400 below.
Yeah. It's a $2,000 book. So if you're
get your bread up.
Yeah, don't look for the, like, avoid the bids where somebody starts it at like 100 or they have like a buy it now at 250. Like, just ignore those. Yeah. Like, those $1 starts or however eBay does it, that's where you want to start.
Man, that would be, yeah. It's funny you mention that because I've been tootling around on heritage auctions, and because there's always an FF1 or 2 floating around there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about heritage: because of the buyer's premium, which is up to 20%, you almost can't get a good deal. Even when you think you got a good deal, you didn't get a good deal.
Yeah.
Especially for a high dollar book like that. Imagine you buy a $5,000 book on heritage, it's really $6,000.
Right.
So it becomes harder. And I know that eBay has fees and taxes and all that, but doesn't have that.
Yeah. The seller eats that.
The seller eats it. I just can't find an eBay FF1 on eBay that is even starting at a price that is reasonable.
Sure.
Like they're so far over fair market value on them, even to start.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, you guys, what are you doing? Like, how is it that you have the privilege of owning this book and you're so ignorant of the market? Like, you're really not going to, I'm telling you that 0.5 isn't going to go for 10 grand. Stop it.
Right.
It's not.
That book, right? I mean, those two books right there, the X-Men 6 and that ASM 5, I got both of those on eBay. Like, I got those at FMV. I actually paid a little bit of a premium on the ASM 5, but again, like going back to what I was saying earlier, like it's for my PC. I didn't care. Like, and that's like, that book is made for me. Like, all that book needs is Daredevil. Like,
yeah,
it's
Wanda.
Really,
it's really got everything.
Yeah. So
that's great.
I love, that's probably one of my favorite books in my collection. I love that book. The story in that is hilarious too. I don't know if you've ever read it. It's funny. It's just like good 60s camp. Like, it's just, yeah.
What's the main plot line?
Peter is actually like really annoyed at like his high school friends, and so he's just like in a bad mood. And then there's a fake Spider-Man out there that's like going around that ends up being from Doom, and so like Peter's just kind of like pissed, just like kind of like at everything, and he gives like, it's funny, he gives like, I don't remember if it was Aunt May or like one of his like what's her name, Betty Brant, like gives her some like serious sass. Yeah. So he's just being a moody teen in that book, and then Doom is just making his life worse,
just because he can.
Yeah. So I actually have a reprint. I'll lend it to you. You can read it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, I got those off eBay at fair market. Like, I mean, yeah, you gotta hunt. You gotta hunt on eBay, and you like, it's one of those things that's like, you gotta stay active. What I think is a lot of people have just written off eBay a lot.
Yeah.
And they're sticking to IG because they have their favorite sellers.
Yeah.
It's, you're not paying taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not paying
shipping most of the time.
Let me let you in on an industry secret. A lot of us dealers shop eBay all the time.
Wow.
Because
there's
deals out there. You got to get past the first page sometimes. Like,
yeah, that's a good, get past the first page. That's good advice.
Because I realized there was like in the past, I never went past the first page.
Have you ever done that thing where there's a certain book you're looking for and you search for ways it could be slightly mislabeled?
Yes.
Like misspelled, that's like an albatross, a very rare thing. But when it happens,
yeah.
Actually, I don't think albatross works for rarity. I think albatross is more like a weight on you. So I don't think that was a very good
no, I think albatross is, well, at least in golf.
It's a rare, it is, right. Albatross in golf. Yeah, that's right. It is. An albatross
rare.
in golf is rare. You never ever.
It's probably more rare than a hole-in-one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it has to be a hole-in-one to be an albatross, right? Yeah. That's a shot that's 2 under par, right? Because 3 under par.
It's 5. Yeah, so it's a par 5 and you hit it in 2.
Yeah.
I've gotten 1 albatross in my life.
Yeah, so okay, so it does work. It is an albatross. It's a rare thing.
Yeah, I've never had a hole-in-one, but I've had 1 albatross.
Was that at the mini golf place?
No, it's a real golf course.
Come on now, you hit it off the windmill and it went down the thing and
Happy Gilmore sound.
Yeah, exactly.
I was ecstatic, and then of course there's a par 3 right after that hole. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm going albatross hole-in-one back to back. Like, obviously,
yeah,
I did not.
Did you sail the green because you had all the adrenaline?
No, I think I was on the green, but I think I got out there I got a bogey probably or a par. Yeah,
that's cool. He golfs. I don't never.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the finding the mislabeled comic book on an eBay sale, it's like and it being a bid.
Yeah.
You're not bidding against very many people.
Yeah.
If anybody. And they're probably wondering, like, what's going on? Why is nobody? That's how it goes sometimes. Or it's the right comic and it's labeled correctly, but they didn't include the reason it's a key. They don't say first appearance of, or LB Cole cover, or Schomburg, or they don't say it, and people are just looking up Schomburg cover.
Yeah.
and that's not going to come up.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like there's ways.
Yeah, I would say definitely avoid, like, if people are like MCU first appearance, like you're paying the
They already know what they're selling.
yeah, you're paying the premium on it. Just avoid that. Yeah. But if you grind and put in the work, you can.
What about lots? Like you ever find like, someone selling you, I thought maybe I could find that first Frank Miller art ever in comic books, that Twilight Zone 84. I thought I could find it, maybe someone selling a Twilight Zone lot, because it's not well known that book exists and what it is. And, Twilight Zone Gold Key stuff is the kind of stuff that winds up being sold in a big lot. So there's a time when I was searching for that Twilight Zone lot, trying to find, and it didn't pan out, but that was a place where I was thinking I might get lucky. So like you said, just got to be creative about how you might find a deal, and just put the work in, put the time in. You might find something.
Yeah, totally. You definitely can.
It would be cool if you made it this far in the podcast and you've ever gotten a crazy deal on eBay. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know what you found. Like you found a couple. I have too in my life, but I think it's been a while. I think I'm due.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Let's go.
Maybe a Catwoman cover.
Yeah, actually, that would be. I have alerts on the Tech 122 and the Batman 65. It lets me know anytime that gets labeled, but it doesn't tell me when the misspelled Batman 65 comes up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need the one that's spelled BATMNA 65 gets listed.
Yeah.
Because then I can, and it's on a bid.
Yeah.
Snatch it.
I have a quick story to tell before we end. So I had a bunch of Pokemon cards that I was trying to move because I need the space in the office. That's how much it was. So I spent one night putting it all into this app where you can scan it, and the app populates it and gives you all the sales data on it and like what its FMV is. So do that with like 75 to 80% of the collection. Came out with this price, and I was like, cool. I'm gonna try to sell this to a card dealer for like, I'll take 50%. Like, I'm cool with that. So I took it to a card shop and had a bad experience. Like, just this person. Yeah. So I bring it in, and I'm like, hey, I actually forgot. I have a small box with all of like the really big cards in it. But if you're interested in this, it'll take me like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
To bring it back, and they're like, okay, yeah, let me take a look. Didn't take more than 10 seconds for them to say, yeah, this is a bulk. This is really not. And I'm like, you're not even through the first binder yet. Like, I got like 6 binders. I have 3 other like little holders like that hold cards that are like sleeved and in the top loader. And then I have, the one that I forgot that has all the really nice stuff and the graded card that was part of it. You haven't even like looked through it. Like, how are you telling me this is like what this is? And then they told me like their margins on one of the so
what was it?
There's a it's called a V, and it's just like a step above like hollow. It's kind of like the first entry into like a full art type thing. So so you can get like a Pikachu V card. But sometimes they're like, they can range from like $1 to like $4. Like, they don't really get more expensive than that. And so they were like, they just saw like I had a ton of them, and they were like, okay, I buy these at 25 cents and I sell them at $1.25.
So 20%. They have an 80% markup.
And I was like, what? No, that's not 8. Well, that's
no. What am I talking about? No, it's 400%. Like 400%. Yeah. That would be 80%. It was a discount.
So I was like, what in the world? And I was like, all right. And then they're looking through
25 cents each. What's the point? It's not even worth it.
And they're saying all the wrong things. This entire, as somebody who buys collections, they are saying all the things that I refuse to say. Even if I'm thinking it, I never ever say.
Like, what are the things? I'm curious.
So, this is bulk. Like, so what I typically say is, I say like, I have a hard time like moving stuff like this, so I wouldn't really be interested. And I'll say like, hey, but this shop, like at this part, like, or if you go down here, like they might be able to give you something for it. I think they're like interested in stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had one guy who I bought from before, who when I was doing claim sale, he was the one asking like, "What's Mark Jewelers? How do you tell it's Mark Jewelers?" And he started asking me questions.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he sent me a video. He's like, "Hey, I got more comics." And he sent me a video. And so for him, I was like, okay, he was curious and he wanted to learn. I was like, so let me tell him about what happened in the 90s, because he sent me a bunch of 90s stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And there was like prices individually on each book. And I was like, yeah, so like truthfully, stuff is hardly worth the paper it's printed on. And I explained to him why. And I told him about, the explosion of like kind of collecting at that point, and how comic shops were like starting to like kind of reach their peak, and they were exploding across like America, and the market's like growing. And at this point, publishers are realizing like, oh, we're not getting our grubby little fingers into this market, so let's overprint. So X-Men 1, we're going to print 20 million copies or whatever it is. And so they just print. And so everything that comes from this era, similar with baseball cards, everything that comes with this era is worthless because there's millions of them out there.
So many. Yeah.
So I because he was curious, and
that's nice.
Told that. So yeah, this isn't worth anything. I would this one, I hate this one. I would just give this away. Like I couldn't give you much for it because I would just give it away. Like that's not my problem.
Yeah, right.
That's your problem. Looking at the app, because I just showed them the app that I had, and I was like, yeah, this is what it's worth. I was like, I'm honestly not trying to get anywhere close to it. I scanned the stuff, and just for your own knowledge, like
I know it's
this is what this is worth.
Yeah.
And this is what you could get out of it. So like make me an offer type thing. And they were like, well, it's not worth that. And I was like,
there's the data right there.
And I was like, it is worth that. They were like, no, because I gotta give stuff away, and like, a lot of this stuff, doesn't move and sits, and like I understand that part of it. So it's like, okay, that's why I said make me an offer, and that's why I said I don't want anything close to this, is because to negate the stuff that you don't sell or you don't want to move or whatever. So telling me, oh, it's not worth that, like this data comes from somewhere.
Yeah, right.
This data is not just made up.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't know why this is, but sellers of anything, if they don't like those market data providing apps, websites, it's a huge red flag to me.
Yes, and we have run into a few of those.
Yeah, because I'm like, why? Like they are consolidating sales from everywhere.
They don't like them when they're trying to take advantage of a seller, but they certainly like them when they're the ones selling.
Yeah, I've tried to negotiate and be like, hey, like from a buying side, like, hey, I see you have this book, graded, GPA has a recorded last sale, like on here. Do you think we could like anywhere close? And they're like, GPA, you can't really trust GPA.
Why? What do you mean? All they're doing is reporting what the latest sales are.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean you can't trust them? So there's somebody behind the data that is cherry picking the data? Is that what they mean?
Assumably, I don't know.
You can choose to not be governed by the data if you don't want, but then you can just say, yeah, well, I'm not going to go by GPA, but you can't slander the company and say you can't trust it.
Yeah.
That is a red flag.
Yeah.
Major. Okay, so you didn't sell them your cards.
No, I didn't. I just
how'd you disengage from them? Did you spit on the ground and walk out?
No. What was funny to me was they kept telling me as a shop, and they have no clue
that
who I am,
retailer yourself.
that I do this. And so I was just like, all right, cool, no worries. And I just started putting the stuff back in the crate that I brought it in.
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine. Like, not worried about it. So I wasn't frustrated, and I will continue to shop at this place.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of laughing because I was like, man, this is like the worst hospitality. Like this is it was just a reminder that like even I need to like be mindful of the language that I'm using when I'm purchasing, because that is, I mean, if you go to my website, that's my whole mission statement.
Right.
That is the reason why I started, was because I don't want people to feel like they're getting robbed. I don't want people to feel like they have nothing. Even if you have nothing, like even if what
Yeah.
you're bringing me is nothing, like I don't want you to feel that way.
Yeah.
Like
That's
even
nice.
even if I have to turn you around, like I'm going to do my best to tell you that it's, or to not tell you that it's junk.
Yeah.
Like, and most of the time, like if I'm not interested, I can tell really quickly if I'm not going to be interested.
Yeah.
And so the conversation normally doesn't go further than, yeah, like I know this is just stuff that I don't normally buy. Like,
Yeah. There you go.
and that's not,
That's fair.
yeah,
Yeah. That's saying it's not, you're not condemning their what they have. You're just
Right.
saying, I'm not getting it.
Right.
This is not for, I don't buy this.
yeah,
Yeah. I know. It's, I definitely a vulnerable position to walk in, especially if it's not your collection, or I shouldn't say not your collection, but if you've never had any experience selling, you just only have, collected this stuff, you really are just kind of putting yourself in the hands of the dealers at that
Yeah.
point. And now they can try to scam you, but maybe you've done your research, at least that that's not going to happen. But it really does feel belittling when they use that kind of language on you. And, look, I can handle it. It's fine. But
right.
but it's just rude. It's not
Totally.
necessary.
That it immediately makes me, I feel like it's disarming language. Like they're trying to like disarm you so that you're like, oh really? Like I have nothing. And they're just like banking on the fact that you don't like know much, because they want to get the best price for it. But for me, it's just like, as soon as I hear that language, I'm like, okay, then you don't want it. So I'm not going to give it to you.
Yeah. Would have been interesting if you had brought that other folio of the really expensive ones.
Yeah.
And then, to see that negotiation go in that direction, because then, he wants those, but you're going to basically say, well, the cost of getting these at the discount is you're going to have to get all these at a discount.
Yeah.
Too. And I'm not going to break it up. Like you have to, this is the whole thing, all or nothing. And, there was, they're not, it's not fun, man. I don't like it. It's so much more fun to sell to the person who wants it.
Yeah.
For their collection.
So I did end up selling it a couple days later.
And but like, was it a retailer?
It was a Facebook Marketplace deal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. I sold it, and I asked, like he had his son with him. So it seemed like maybe they were going to keep some for their PC. But I asked him, I was like, do you sell? Cause he came to my office to pick it up, and he was like, oh, you're legit. And I was like,
sweet.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't really do comics unless they're like, or I don't really do cards unless they're like grails. Yeah. Like something that I am a little bit more familiar with. I was like, I pulled all of these, like, so it's all from my PC. I was like, well, I'm just trying to move on from it for now. And so then I asked him, like, what does he do? Does he do like Whatnot, or like what types of sales? And he's like, no, he's like, I sell to Whatnot sellers. I was like, really? I was like, so he's going out there grinding, buying the collections, and then he's flipping. I was like, so there's this collection's gonna like multiply itself multiple times.
Wild. Wow.
Yeah.
So good. And did you get more than the 25% that or the whatever it was, the 25 cents, excuse me, on the $1.25 that the other guy was offering?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, you've had a lot of good things happen on Facebook Marketplace, I think.
Yeah.
I've never concluded a single transaction on Facebook Marketplace.
It's a little scary at first, but you just I think when you realize most of the time people are nice. Like,
yeah,
it's like a rarity that you run into somebody that's like really like trying to finesse you or
rob you.
Yeah, you realize that people they're trying to put money in their pockets. Like that's really,
everybody's got to hustle.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, nice. Well, good. I'm
so
glad.
That was it was a unique experience because it was the first time I walked into a shop selling something, being a seller and retailer myself. So it was just a very unique experience that I was viewing from just a totally different perspective. And just like helpful reminders where I was like, oh yeah, all right. Like, this is helpful for me to just remember how I need to act. Like the integrity that I want to carry in my business, the dignity that I want to have. Like,
Yeah.
this is just reminding me of all those things. So
Nice.
yeah.
Right on.
And
That's
that
cool.
will help me beat those people out in the long run. So
Yeah, that's right. I believe that
Yeah.
firmly. I believe that. Yeah. And so speaking of which, tomorrow, or I guess tonight, claim sale.
Tonight, yeah, claim sale. Yep.
Okay. And we'll see. What was the upgrade? The book you want to upgrade again?
Werewolf by Night
Yeah.
32.
So tonight you're selling the Werewolf by Night 32.
Yep.
As the first, well, you're offering up for sale as the first step toward the upgrade for yourself.
Yep. So
All right, and I'll be offering a few books up, as well. Not too many, but it's a few. To bolster my FF1.
yeah, you don't have much more room.
I'm getting there. I'm still right around 52. So, I really like to get to 6. I think I'm gonna get to 6 or 65.
Yeah.
Then I'm like firmly in the place. But we've seen some at 57 just recently.
Yeah.
So I'm, if I see, and at that point I'm close enough. But yeah, just a little more makes it a lot easier. Let's put
Yeah.
that
Heck
way.
yeah. All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys tonight in the claim sale. If not, we'll see you guys next week, maybe. Things up in the air. But we'll see. But yeah. Thanks guys so much for watching.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this. If you made it this far, I have to assume that you enjoy this. So
You're right.
hit that thumbs up. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every time we upload an episode.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys on the next episode.
Yeah. Take care.
Peace.
Bye.